Hi, my name is Heather Miley. I am an ELA special education resource teacher here at Jubin Park Elementary School in Livingston Parish. When I think about my passion as a teacher, it truly is in helping my students to unlock their full potential and what to do when they're faced with adversity, such as productive struggle, right? Teaching them how to not stop and quit, but finding their true grit and grace and realize that they can do hard things. The students in the video are my third and fourth grade ELA special education students. For this lesson, the students are reading an informational text called Shark Attack. They are learning how to identify the main idea and key details, including that text evidence, how to use text features, what they are, and how they overall enhance our understanding of informational text as readers. The lesson objectives that students have is that they have to be able to participate in the class discussions, be observant, make connections, support their answers with text evidence. They've got to be able to pull that out. They are expected to be active listeners, to annotate their text, and to build upon others' ideas as well. In addition to their overarching one, they are to definitely be able to identify the main ideas and key details of the selected excerpt from Shark Attack. Prior to this lesson, I spent a lot of time preparing to teach this lesson, being intentional with everything that I did. Having the data to know the needs of my students, looking at their iReady data from this year to know what they were in need of, looking at the standards before of where they should have left off, and then doing a little bit of small group kind of to get an idea of what I would need to incorporate in order to make sure that they were understanding along the way. This lesson does connect to the overall goals by being able to provide a starting point for informational writing, gathering evidence to support their topic sentences. It also provides really a safe place for students to make mistakes and collaborate, and for me to address any misconceptions that they have. The class is comprised of third and fourth grade students. All students have an exceptionality with impairments, require accommodations. We'll have everything from breathing techniques that they have to have, a device that helps them to communicate. We have speech to text and text to speech, and there's so many kind of accommodations that are needed for this special education resource classroom. Adaptations that I've had to make to support all learners would definitely be that I have had to provide some sentence stems for students. This book is technically a third grade text, but because it is an 850 Lexile level, my students are currently 2 to 3 grade levels below. So this text actually is a rich text for them, for the vocabulary, and it is of high interest. A copy of this book that was kind of popping off with word by word for students to follow along. We had different seating available for students who needed more mobility, and there were lots of visuals and even realistic things. I brought out a real shark, had real shark's teeth, just really kind of making it immersive for all students. The lesson objectives were met. Students were able to tell me the text evidence to support their answers for the questions that I was giving them. They were able to, make connections to their background knowledge that we did in the beginning, the background building part. And then they were able to elaborate on others' ideas, not only during collaboration, but also in class discussions too. If I could do anything differently next time, there was one student who was new to speech to text, and she kept saying, "How do I spell this? How do I spell this?" And I literally missed a golden opportunity to tell her, use your device, because that would have given her that independence and not let her kind of keep interrupting. And it just kind of didn't dawn on me at the time, but looking back, I definitely want to fix that moving forward. After this, segments are having to write a 3 to 4 paragraph essay depending on what grade level that they are in, and they are doing a project-based learning where they are creating a shark of their own that is indigenous to the Louisiana territory, and They also have to include a one-pager with facts and incorporate as many text features as they can.
We know about informational text. What do we know about that?
You can learn information.
Yeah, we gather information. So we have this big essential question. That's what we're going to be able to answer by the end of the unit, okay? So but we're going to focus right here. So before we do, remember we're going to look at how and why scientists study sea creatures. What do you think a creature is? What do you think a creature is? John?
A creature is an animal.
Okay, it could be an animal. What else do you think a creature could be? Yes, ma'am.
A shark that they can study.
Remember, we're thinking about all sea creatures. When we think about sea creatures, what are other creatures that can live in the sea? What else lives in there? It can't just be sharks. There's lots of what, Charlie?
Fish, squid, stingray.
Is that a tiny creature?
No.
No, it's a what? It's a...
Big.
Oh, give me a better word than big.
Giant.
Gigantic, humongous. Okay, make sure we're trying to use those higher level words, okay? Okay, we're looking at how and why do scientists study sharks. So you notice how we went from sea creatures, we're focusing in on this small part of what? What animal or what creature? Sharks. Okay, so in your head, remember we all have filing cabinets in our head. I want you to think about right now what a shark looks like. I want you to get and activate your prior knowledge, and let's bring that together. So think. When we notice things, we're going to make an observation. So another word for notice is that we are observing, okay? In the middle, we're going to write the word think. When we think, that's where we're making those connections to what we already know. And then we're going to put this last section right here, and this is going to be our wonder section. Remember, when we wonder, we're coming up with really good questions. That's something that hopefully when we read, we would be able to answer that question, okay? So in this video, all I want you to do, and I want you to look here, is I would like for you to write down things that you notice. For me to remember which section I'm filling out, I'm not focusing on anything else. Yes, we're kind of at the beginning part, so we're going to put a little dot above notice. So put a little dot above notice because that is your starting point.
I noticed a giant shark. Stingray. Noticed it was colorful.
Okay.
My thing is whale, trapneck, and a starfish.
What were yours? What would you say? Say that one more time. I'm sorry.
Whale, trapneck, and starfish.
Oh, a trapped net?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was, for me, made me feel very sad to kind of see that, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. And number 3? Okay.
With a little squid.
Yeah, the tiny little squid. What did they make you think about? Okay. What did you think about seeing them in the trap net? How did you feel?
It feels like not happy.
Okay. Why?
Because they trapped them.
Okay, but why does that make you feel bad? What happens if they're trapped?
They took it away.
Okay, so if an animal is trapped, that means it can't what? It can't
escape.
It can't escape. So let's see if we can come up with a sentence for that. How did you feel? I felt what?
Trapneck.
No. Tell me how you felt seeing that. What was your word? I felt
Sad.
sad.
I just don't know what to spell.
That's it?
Yes.
Look, that's fine.
S-A-D.
All right. Felt how? I felt sad.
Trapneck.
Sad what? When you saw.
Saw.
Not saw. When I saw. I felt sad when. Here, I'm going to give you a sentence then. I felt sad when I saw blank.
A shark.
I felt sad when I saw blank. 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 I felt sad saw what? The
shark
no. The
trap net.
okay. Now we're going to tell why. So we're going to use because. And I want you to tell me why you felt sad. Okay? Right? The
Squid.
squid. Whenever we had the did you think it was cute? Okay, so what are we going to add there? Little and. Remember, we always want to expand our writing.
Perfect. Very good.
And what was that word you used? All right. If it makes the U sound in the middle, what comes after the consonant? K, U, T. What goes at the end? If it's a good, E. Okay, we're coming back together in 5, 4 hands. Okay. Hey, deep breath in. And exhale. Good job. A really good question that you hope to answer in our passage today. Anything that you notice in this picture, I would like for you to write it down.
I noticed a ship behind it.
Okay, yes. Does everybody look at this horizon kind of area right here? Do you see the clouds? Painted far away in the distance is a ship. Full mast sails, right? Like you see all the little sails out. Do you see that? Kind of almost like pirate ship-like, right? Where those old kind of billowing like sails. Yes.
The boat tilt.
The boat is tilting, so the boat's at an angle to kind of give the wave a little bit of movement, right? Circling him. Okay, that's a good point.
I wonder if the sharks will eat him.
We have a little special surprise for you. His teeth are very sharp, so pass it around. While that one is going around,
Oh my gosh.
it is a real shark. It's not going to bite you.
I don't want to scared.
You're not going to scare it. It's not alive.
Nothing.
Well, no, he's preserved. He's passed away, and he's in a solution to keep it from decaying. The pictures. What do we call the words under the pictures? Those are the captions. Yes, so realistic pictures. We had captions. Purpose for being out on the water at this point. Yes.
To catch a big fish to win again.
Yes, he needs to catch a big fish to win again, which means that he is normally in what place? First place, right? And when you're at first place, you want to hold on to that place. You typically take risks that maybe you wouldn't take before, right? Because you know how good it feels, right, to win.
All the other competitors, time was running out. If the shark
Why were they saying time was running out? Why are they talking about time running out? What do you think, Fish?
And he has to go back up the surface, but he's running out of time because he's going deeper into the water and he can't.
So what would happen if he runs out of time?
Then he drowns.
He would drown, okay? He wouldn't make it.
Protect himself from getting hurt from that shark.
Okay, and what else can you use that cage for? Or what did y'all say?
So they can observe up close.
Yes, so they can observe up close. And we can kind of combine both of their ideas together, right? We can observe up close without getting hurt. What's a better word for hurt? Without getting injured. How scientists do this. And then we're going to have a why they do this. About sharks, have we learned so far that they can do to observe these sharks? What do they use?
In a diving cage?
Diving cages. So, and what page did you find that information on?
15.
Page 15. I'm going to put a P15. When we find information, we want to make sure that where it's located, right? So if we need to find that information, we can go back to it and find it.
Its favorite food, a seal. Once the shark has a taste of the board, it spits it out and goes away.
He said, from a shark's point of view, from everybody's point of view, things can be, as we're talking about quotes from the book that show how scientists study sharks. We're going to find quotes, our evidence from the
Book.
to show
Why?
why
Scientists study sharks.